Tucker, what was your first thought climbing in the back seat back there?
It was so spacious.
So spacious?
Yes.
Yeah? Why is that?
Because when I opened my door, and I hopped in, the door looked so far away.
I know. Quite a bit of room in here,
Yeah.
both in the first and second rows. Hey, Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Back there is Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And we are in the SUV replacement in Toyota's lineup in a couple of different ways. That is true. We are in the 2025 Toyota Crown Signia in the limited trim. How is this tall wagon SUV thing fit our family of three? And would either one of us recommend it for you? Stay tuned and we'll tell you more. All right, Holly, you have extensive time in this one. You road tripped it over 600 miles to Austin and back. You lived in this.
Did.
You can tell me more about this car than I think I already know just from living with it. But we will get to all that. We'll stick to our normal formula. What do you think of the looks of this Crown Signia? Because you had some pretty polarizing thoughts when it showed up.
Yes. I hope I stick to that.
Okay.
So from the front, I really like the view from the front.
Okay.
I like the grille and the front, and the edges up at the front are really, really sharp.
Yes.
It kind of like makes me think of a big cat's face, like a jaguar or something. Not the car, but the cat.
Okay.
And I really like this color, which is like a really, really dark blue, almost a midnight blue. So I really like that. From the side profile,
It loses you.
it loses me. It looks like a wagon, a station wagon, which makes me feel like it's kind of like an old person's car.
Okay. What about
But I did get a lot of looks on the road.
Yeah.
A couple of people interested in it, so
What do you think of the very back?
that's okay.
Okay.
I like
So
the
it
very
really
back view.
is just
It's
the
really just the
profile.
side profile
Interesting.
that I'm like, ugh.
So I joked in the intro of this being an SUV replacement.
Mhm.
It's kind of classified as a wagon. It's kind of classified as an SUV. It's kind of a tweener, but this replaces a full-fledged SUV in Toyota's lineup. The Venza is gone. This takes its place, though it's bigger and roomier and nicer on the inside.
Mhm.
And it's really aimed at people our parents' age because it is more like a car, but it sits up higher. It's got an easier egress.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it fits and why it looks the way it does. It's a tweener. It's a crossover
tweener.
by all accounts. But we are driving an SUV alongside this, and they're like the same height.
Mhm.
So it's
But it's a smaller SUV that we're driving.
yeah,
Not like
yeah.
a Tahoe.
Yeah, so, but like, here's a Blazer up in front of us. We're about the same height as that Blazer. Our window line's a little bit lower, but
I'm like, that's an Expedition.
no, the Blazer.
Yeah, probably.
But what are your thoughts?
It feels skinnier,
Yeah.
but then the space on the inside is still big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What are your thoughts on the design of the inside?
I really like the two-tone, of course. I like the design that it like swoops here. You can tell on the gloss
So much
already
dust. So much
already dust. We haven't even had this thing for a week.
Yes.
So I don't love that, but I do love all the buttons up here.
Yeah.
They're easy.
And automatic heated and ventilated front seats and steering wheel, though you can program at
You can
will.
adjust it, yeah.
It remembers where you had them left.
Yeah.
You have memory seats over there in the driver's seat.
Yep.
How are these seats for comfort?
They're just okay.
Okay.
I mean, they are when you sit in them, but when you sit in them for 3 hours straight,
Okay.
they're just okay.
Okay. Okay.
But there are some like lumbar adjustments and stuff like this that make it better.
Okay.
That's just okay.
So
After a while.
good design, a little too much gloss black in all the wrong places. We've even got it here on the door panels. Dusty. But what about like storage?
Yeah.
Your phone's currently wirelessly charging.
Yeah, I like this little cubby right here that we have our...
Though it's hard plastic, so you put something in here and it's
it'll
rattly.
rattle, for sure.
What are your thoughts on the dual slide opening?
Yeah, I like the dual slide opening.
Side opening center console.
I like it.
One.
You got a cup holder over here.
Yeah. One singular knob for volume up here on the infotainment screen. But
Yeah. No confusion on where the volume
Nope,
button is.
right there. Just turn it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty nice up here. Tucker, what was your first thought climbing in the back seat back there?
It was so spacious.
So spacious.
Yes.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because when I opened my door, and I hopped in, the other door looked so far away.
I know. Quite a bit of room in here,
Yeah.
both in the first and second rows. I climbed back there to put his child safety seat in. Really good space all the way around, which I guess is a good time to talk about what, T-Man?
Putting in my child safety seat.
And then talking that rear cargo storage. All right, gearheads, before we put in Tucker's Graco Extend-to-Fit child safety seat, let's talk about these back seats for adults. First of all, the step-in height is really good, almost SUV-like. And then you can see sitting behind myself, I've got plenty of room. On a cold January morning like today, I do have heated outboard seats, which is very nice. And you can see I've got some storage down in the doors, storage back here. I've got air vents on the back of the center console. I've got 2 USB-C ports, and I've got very nice amenities back here. I don't have any sunshades in these rear windows, and I do have a very great view out of the panoramic roof when it is open. I also have a pull-down armrest here with a couple cup holders, and it actually stays in a usable position. It doesn't flop all the way to the seat bottom like it does in the Camry, which I really like. But we came here to talk about Tucker's child safety seat. So to that end, we will pop out and get these seats ready. First, I want to call out for the lower latch points. We do have these removable plastic covers that for us, we always had to figure out what to do with for a week, which usually involves putting them in the center console. But I want to know what y'all do with them if you have to have a vehicle for longer than 1 week. Also back here, we have 60/40 split bench second row seats, folding seat backs that expand the cargo compartment, but the 60% is here on the passenger side where Tucker's car seat's going to be. So we're going to be relegated just to that 40% when his car seat's in place. We do have these fold-out extenders here to give us a further length of flat load floor when the seats are folded. But that does mean we have these interesting little removable panels for putting in the top tether, which we will show here in just a moment. Tucker, you just chill back there, okay? I'll be back there in a moment. All right, bringing in his child safety seat and putting it in its rear-facing format. You can see, without moving that front seat, we have plenty of room to have a rear-facing car seat here without moving that front seat at all, which I really like. The virtues of this being a larger vehicle. Turning it around to put it in its forward facing, we've already got the headrest up to drop that top tether down behind, and then those lower latches, very easy to get to because of those removable plastic covers, which I really like. And then you can see the vehicle height is of a nice overall capacity where it is very easy to get in and tighten that down. Now, because we have a hatchback, I'm going to have to go around to the rear to actually put that top tether on. This does have a kick to open. Now, whether or not it'll do it, while the vehicle is actually running and Holly's in the driver's seat is up for debate. But right in the center underneath the license plates where you kick to open, and you can see Tucker has now come back here. I'm gonna have to pop you up, dude. And he's showing off just how much cargo space is in the back of the Crown Signia. He was also showing that we can fold these seats from back here to expand that cargo capacity from these latches right here, which I really like. We do get a little bit of underfloor storage here, but yeah, not a lot going on down there. No spare under there either. For putting in that top tether, gonna go ahead, get all my slack here, expand that out, and I had to reach through that weird extender thing to actually get in and tighten that down. It's a little bit of a reach, if I'm being completely honest, to get his child safety seat in from back here, just because of how large the cargo compartment is. But you can see it doesn't look like we're doing any long-term damage to the seating material there. Very nice install, but unfortunately, yes, because of the reach, because we've been driving this in the rain, did wipe off some of the dirt from the rear bumper on my pants. Otherwise, it is a generally easy install, and I'm very impressed with just how much room is back here in the back. To close it, we've got a couple buttons right there. We get a nice beep telling you to get out of the way, and we're good to go. So this really does serve as a really good SUV replacement. Tons of space back there in the back. Fold down seats. With that little flappy thing.
It is
you can add more.
completely good for like me to fit in.
Tucker had fun crawling around back there while putting in his child seat. So yeah, plenty good room, pretty easy to get in and out of. Enough space in the second row to have a rear-facing car seat, and I still have all this room. Like I have not moved this seat at all, so I really do like that. But we know how much room and space and design and all that in here, but how has it been driving this thing for 600 miles?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed driving it. I would say the only thing is the turn radius is not very big.
Okay.
It does feel like you're
it is very big.
Or it is very big. Okay. Yeah. It feels like you're driving a wagon when you're trying to do like a U-turn or something like that. You just can't. Very, like right here, we could not do a U-turn on this road.
Yeah, you need more than 2 lanes worth of turning circles.
Because it's pretty big. But other than that, I really enjoyed driving it. The only other thing we were talking about earlier is that the driver inattention thing is like super sensitive, because I was looking at the highway signs directly in front of me, like trying to figure out which highway sign to go on, and it's like driver inattention. And I'm like, I'm literally that's all I'm doing is paying attention right now. But yeah, it makes a little ding, but it's not an annoying ding. So it's not that big of a deal, but it is probably one of those things that I would just start ignoring because it happens.
As we're on the brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas, Tucker, how's your wobbly head?
It's a little wobbly.
Here comes a big one.
Not too bad. You do feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad.
Yeah. It rides like a nice car, which is what it is. It's a nice car.
It's a nice car.
Yeah. But so back to your driver inattention warning. Yes, this has Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. There are cameras watching you to make sure you're paying attention and to ding at you when you're not. But alongside that comes the remote start, that when you unlock the vehicle or open a door, it stays on, which on a nice cold day like today, we were able to remote start it, all pile in before actually pushing the power button to turn on. So thank you, Toyota, for finally fixing that. All right. This is a hybrid. Did you know that?
Yes. Of course I did know that.
Grid.
How has that been driving it around?
So you cannot tell the difference when you're driving in EV mode or when it switches over to gas. You cannot tell it at all. And the fuel economy has been really nice.
Yes.
I wish it was a plug-in hybrid.
Okay.
But Yeah, you know me, I'm always trying to
Hydride.
charge up the battery.
Yeah, you're trying to drive as efficiently
But I
as
did
possible.
drive a lot of highway miles.
Yes, you did.
So,
So I see just over 600 miles on the trip computer. You're averaging 32.7, but you can see where the power is going, where it's coming from, things like that. Battery's kind of in the middle here. We do have all-wheel drive on this one, which we've had mostly rainy, yucky weather while you've been gone.
yeah.
Have
And
you-
everything's driven well.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
felt confident piloting
I
this
found,
thing?
yeah.
As far as piloting this thing around, other than it beeping at you when you're trying to read highway road signs, how's the visibility out of it?
The visibility has been really good. I mean, you've got the 3 windows back there, or the 3 windows, period,
Yeah,
to see through. And it has a
rear view camera.
which I haven't needed to use
Okay.
at all. But yeah, I mean, I was in and out of highway traffic. I picked up some people from the airport and had 0 problems.
Yeah. So generally a fairly pleasant experience for you.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed driving this car.
The only knock you've got is the side profile, it sounds like. Yeah.
And the seats are not, they're just okay.
Just
And it's in the back. It's like the bottom I feel like is cushier than the back, but they're my only knocks.
all right. Well, let's see. Did they leave us? Yes, they did. I've got some window stickers here. In
Which
the...
honestly, driving in here,
Uh-huh.
I could get over the side profile.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I've really enjoyed driving this car.
This is a very interesting glove box. It's just like a door that flops down, but it's a slot in there for everything else. But we do have the window sticker here. We're talking fuel economy. It's rated at 39 city, 37 highway, 38 combined. So you're a little lower than that. But again, the weather's not been perfect. And I'm sure you said you were in traffic and waiting for people picking up at the airport and such. So
Yeah.
that could weigh into it a little bit, because even on a hybrid, sitting idling, the engine will come on with the HVAC system. All right, Holly, what are your thoughts of the price of the Toyota Crown Signia Limited?
44.
Higher.
Let's go higher.
I need to go higher? Okay. 52.
What's it at, Tucker?
52 point.
$52,149
Yeah.
for this 2025 model. Thoughts now that you know the price and the advertised fuel economy?
I wish there was a head-up display at that price.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that I would say that would be missing.
Yeah.
At that price.
I think I would agree with you on that one. I was a little disappointed to get in and see no head-up display. We do have the full digital cluster, which is a nice, quick-to-glance thing, but head-up display is always nicer.
Yeah, especially when you're traveling.
I bet this would be on my list.
It's
This is on your list. I do like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's true.
Came around on it, even on the side profile. You said,
I've come around.
if I've got to drive it, I'll drive it.
Yeah.
So there you
I
have it. If you want to know more from Holly, go find her on Facebook and Instagram at Female Consumer. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk. Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it, everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. Links to everything from there. Tucker, do you want to tell them about a certain something that you're working on the side?
Tucker's Talk.
Yeah, you have your very own YouTube channel where you review cars,
Yes.
animals,
Yes.
go to the zoo,
Yes.
toys,
Yes.
all kinds of fun stuff, right?
Yes. And right now I'm actually working on a cat one.
And yeah, he's working on a cat video. So if you want to see that, we'll put a link to his channel down below. But as for us, in the 2025 Toyota Crown Signia Limited, until next time. Bye.
Bye.